did it set to that? What? What the fuck's going on? What just happened? That was weird. What? Now it works. Okay. Whatever, dude. That was really weird. Just everything. Whoa, whoa. Hold on. I don't know why. Everything just shut down for a second. I think I'm on the wrong mic, too. Give me a second. Ah, now I'm good. Oh, yeah, I have this one turned way down. That's right. Sorry. I don't know what happened. That was weird. I flipped on, ready to go, and then everything cut out. Let me just get chat up. Give me 1 second, guys. View your channel. I just wanted to jump on real quick. I'm actually crazy tired. Let me just check volume 2. It doesn't seem like it's coming through the right thing still. Headphones. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm definitely. I don't think I'm on the right mic. Can you guys hear me okay? Am I coming in really low? I feel like I'm still coming. Oh, maybe I have this turned. Oh, wait, wait, wait. Shit, I realize what it is. Oh, shoot, no. Dude, I had everything screwed up. All right, I'm fine, I'm fine. Damn, okay, I should be coming in just fine now. I don't know what it was. I hit go, I checked my settings, and then everything just froze and cut out. That was weird. Most likely digital ghosts. Let me see if the other. Does that one work? Is that one not turning on? Laptop cam? No. Is it cutting on me? Bluetooth, game capture. I'm gonna see what's going on with this one. The other one just isn't showing up all of a sudden. No, no. Discard. And the mic just cut on this one too. Hold on. I mean, not the mic. I made this problem. I accidentally froze myself. Give me just a second. I have two cams that are the same cam. I don't know how else to explain that other than there. Okay. And then raise this one up to the top. So stupid. Okay. And then this one, properties. Okay, there, see? Both of them are the same exact cam. I just like this cam a lot. And so I bought two of them from two different angles. All right, jeez, I'm super tired. This has been an insanely long week, and I just feel like because I had to work Saturday, I feel like I just worked like 2 weeks straight. I don't really feel like I got much of a weekend. It just feels like you had like 24 hours off before you went back to work for 40 hours. Why do you never have your settings right? Dude, because I suck at streaming. All right, let me pop you out here and get you guys on chat. Yeah, I do. I fucking suck at it. Well, actually, I only recently started speaking through this mic. Um, you know what is really hard to gauge? When you do reacts to videos and check if the sound is loud enough on the video you're reacting to because everybody fucking records their video at a different setting. So it's so goddamn hard to like figure out, are they way louder than me? Are they the same level as me? Because through my headphones, I just turn it up to what I can hear properly. But what you can hear is totally different. I don't know. It's fucking annoying. All right. Let me get chat recorded here to properties. Pop it out. Chat. YouTube. Okay. Sick, brah. Cured stream or curse stream? You decide. The votes are in. Oh, I don't know what that was. Deku-chan, you gonna come join stream? Alright, I'll sit proper so you can come join. Come join the stream. Oh shoot, I forgot my snacks. Give me 1 second. Sorry, Fatso. I'm changing name from Deco to Fatso. I'm getting way too big, boy. Oh. Oh, yay. Let me get this out of the way. I don't want to get dip all over it. What you looking for, Maki? Oh. You found what you... Oh, your tangerine bars. Okay. Alright, glad you found it. So what are you guys up to? What's everybody up to tonight? Did you just cuss, white boy? I do cuss. I probably cuss more than I should, honestly. You know what it is? I'm repressed all week long. Like, I can't say, cuss words at my job at all. A lot of you guys, you can say cuss words at your jobs and nobody cares. Well, guess what? I can't even say shut up. I can't even say pissed off. Saying pissed off is considered like going a little bit too far with your language at my job, so don't be surprised if when I finally do get on stream, I want to just cuss up a storm. Just kind of relieve that, that stress. I'm crying because I defended myself. Kai. Are you okay, Kai? What's wrong? Oh. Are you just joking around here? Why won't it let me... What? Why won't it let me go all the way back on chat? It's not letting... Like, here, hold on. I'll move my big dumb face out of here. Like, you see where Adam says no mic sounds? Which she's totally right. There wasn't any mic. I can't roll back further than that. Very low. Okay, low audio. Wait. Am I still really low audio? Or am I okay now? It looks like it's on the edge of clipping, so I'm trying not to go any higher. But if you tell me it's still too low, I'll go up higher. ASMR carrot eating. You're early? Insomniac? I don't know. This is pretty late for me. Will you be live tomorrow? Yeah, maybe. Honestly, it depends on a couple of my friends here in the mod crew. I want to check out if they're able to play some Wildermyth. If they are, I don't know. I kind of really need that escape. Dude, speaking of escape, please tell me one of you has tried Expedition 33. Has anybody started playing Expedition 33? If you have, don't say any spoilers or anything, but have any of you? Alright, whoa, why does it go so fast? Like, I try to just roll down one and it'll go like multiple. Like, it always wants me to hit this little blue arrow to go down to the bottom. But I like to read everything everybody says. I work 2 jobs, 6 days a week. It's rough and makes the week short. Damn, nature nerd. I didn't know you'd work that much. Damn, thank you for joining the stream then, dude. Like, god damn, dude. It's probably a couple times a month I have to work a 6-day week. Not every week. If I had to do it every week, I don't know, man. Do you have kids, nature nerd? If I lived alone, it wouldn't be as bad, but when you have kids too, and like other responsibilities. Like, you know, when you come home, you don't get to come home and just enjoy hanging out. You gotta take care of the kid first, right? Well, I do. You need a story to read? Well, you should start reading Expedition 33. Holy cow. Do you believe some people are just painfully unlucky in life? I I don't know if I believe people are unlucky. I believe people are born with like unlucky situations. I try not to put too much faith in luck or unlucky because I feel like we really make our own fate. I'm not a big fan of predestination, but I feel like there's some people who are born into situations where you're just like, God damn, that's so unfair. Like, how the hell did they get born into that? Like, can't somebody cut them a break? And then there's other times where you watch people just like dig their own hole, where you're just like, keep going, buddy. You're almost to the center of the earth. I don't know what the hell you're doing. Like recently, iDubbbz. You guys been following what iDubbbz has been doing? Like, I'm not taking a side on the whole Palestine and everything going on out there. What made him think it was a good idea to betray Ethan? Like, what? And then try to have his boxing thing. I was like, I thought for sure that was all the way done. That was like finished. I'm just like, why are you trying to have part 3 when part 2 failed? Like, you guys know I used to have the Sakura Blossom parties, right? Like, I used to invite people out for the Hanami parties. They always turned out pretty good. Some had like way bigger show up than others. Some were like so-so, some were medium. Never really had one where like, you know, almost nobody showed up. I've always had like at least, probably like the smallest one was like the first one we ever had, and it was like 12 to 20 people showed up. The biggest one was I think like probably almost like 100 to 150 people showed up to one. It was crazy. And then they just kind of went up and down and stuff. But if I ever had one of those, like if I ever had a Hanami party and said, hey, everybody come out to my Hanami party, and like either, you know, 2 or 3 people showed up or like one person showed up, and I was like, oh shit, this didn't work at all. I probably wouldn't do next year, or I'd figure out a better way to promote it. Like I'd be like, I'm definitely not promoting correctly. I need to really research like how promotion works. I wouldn't just be like, well, that almost completely failed. Let's try it again the same way. My mic is low? I Yeah, I'm not sure what's really, cuz like I don't know. I can look at the mixer, and on the mixer I'm almost clipping. Um I don't know, bring it closer to my mouth. About to eat this thing though. So what's going on with you guys being unlucky? What's going on, Kai? What's going on, Insomniac? Are you guys dealing with some unlucky situations? I had a few of those this year. Full bloody nose, re-injured my cracked ribs. Oh shit, that's right. I remember you were dealing with like cracked ribs. What the hell did you do? What do you do? What Kai? What are you doing to get beat up this bad? Or last time you were on here, your ribs were all fucked up. What's going on, Kai? What are you doing, man? What's making you get stuck in this situation over and over? You just didn't have enough people in. Japanese are shy. No, I mean like Hanami party always worked out fine. It always went well. I The only time I finally stopped was COVID, and then I never started it back up after COVID. I was in a dark place though. At post COVID, it was like really it was a hard time, man. It was really hard to get customers to come back. It was really hard to like fire up my schools. Like I had just worked 5 years on a new business, and then like COVID had shut it down, and it's like I had to start from square one again. And I kind of was just kind of like, I can't do this from square one and work on the Hanami party. I remember growing up watching your videos back in the day, man. Good to see you still around. RPS 75, thank you for sticking around, man. I always appreciate when I see people come back. Dude, it's awesome. I love hearing that people grew up watching the vids and stuff, man. That's like, no joke, like one of the most flattering comments where I find out people grew up with the vids. Because, you know, there's internet stuff I grew up with too. And that really, like, you know, brings back some really golden memories. You know, even stuff that you're like, really? That, like, Newgrounds or something like that? You know, watching goofy videos on there, or playing some horror games on Newgrounds and stuff. But, yeah. I'm always happy to hear that, man. I'm glad you stuck with or I guess not, I shouldn't say you stuck with it. I'm glad you came back around to just check out if I'm still here, and I appreciate that. My permanent lifelong deity status. Okay, well, at least you probably the best thing about your deity status is how humble you are, man. COVID really changed the trajectory of my life, man. I never really. Damn, I'm sorry. What? Okay, I mean, I don't. I don't want to ask you now publicly to share, but man, if you ever want to tell me about that story sometime, let me know, dude. That sounds rough. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, dude, I can tell you, like, there was quite a few people around Japan I watched that happen to, so I kind of understand. We always got along till he sucker punched me, then I tripped on a chair and he tried to stomp on my face and step on my. Who did that? Who? Kai. I'm going back. I'm going back through your comments trying to figure out who you said did this to begin with, man. Dude, a friend. Well, I shouldn't say a friend did this. 'Cause that's definitely not a fucking friend. Any Shinto temples in Florida? I doubt it. Maybe in Miami. Let me check. I seriously doubt it. Like the closest, I tried to look for like Japanese people meetups and stuff like that for my son. The closest one is like Tampa, which is like 45 minutes to an hour away. And I fucking hate Tampa. I'm sorry. No offense to anybody living in Tampa. I'm just not a big fan, dude. I hate driving there. I hate the traffic there. I'm just not a big fan of Tampa. Shinto. My son just let out this big goofy scream while playing this game. He's got this one like really funny scream he does. Shinto shrines in Florida. Kissimmee is the closest one. Kissimmee. And that is about almost a 2-hour drive away. Let's just say I probably never go there. No offense to Kissimmee, but what? Go ahead. Go ahead, you big silly boy. Oh, the big silly boy. Come on, Fluffapuff. Take a seat. Your neighbor? What the fuck? Did you file like assault charges? What the fuck? What the hell's wrong with your neighbor? That's scary to live next to somebody who would do that to you, bro, man. You gotta, man, be careful. What, are you gonna eat carrots? Are you a vegetarian now? Here, go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead. You can have a carrot. Deco. Go ahead. Go ahead. You can eat as many carrots as you want. That's what I thought. You thought you were up here like, ooh, damn, what's daddy eating? That looks yummy. Gimme. Ugh. What the hell? It's like grass. Dad Dad eating like a rabbit. I don't understand. It's okay, Bubby. I got all your chubby boy snacks, and you can have as many as you want. My big chubby boy sumo cat. The cow cat. You definitely cow cat. More than just in color scheme. Was watching videos about anime cafes and how they have meal themes based on what anime. Wish they had those in America. I don't know. The other thing I would say is like most of the food at maid cafes like suck. Oh no, wait, anime cafe, not maid cafe. Is it anime? Like, is it maid cafe and anime cafe? I've never been to. I don't know if I've ever been to a cafe that's like anime based. I don't think I have. What? What's anime? If you is there is there an Attack on Titan one where you just eat like body parts, you become a cannibal? Yeah, dude, Kai, man, like, dude, you gotta you gotta protect yourself, dude. I'd get like a restraining order or something, man. I mean, unless you bought the place, like unless you're paying off a mortgage, dude, I would move. I don't. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is. I imagine there's a much longer story behind that, Kai. I imagine there's quite a long story behind that. Um. Anyway, how's everybody else's week been going? Is nobody played Expedition 33? I can't talk to anybody about Expedition 33 with anybody. Nobody. I tried. No one presses charges anymore because no one expects anyone to fight an elder. If I continue to fight, I'd be charged with attempted murder of a senior. But how, like, Kai, come on, Kai. I mean, it's just you and I here. A little bit of the internet watching. What happened, bro? How did you guys? What are you guys fighting about? Tell us what the beef is. Eviscerations. Hi, Scott. Haven't been around for many streams, but I hope you're doing well. Your audio is pretty low on my end, and I got you cranked up. Okay, you know what? Here we go. I'm going to max it out. Make sure it's coming through the right thing. Hold on. Let me just check the properties again real quick. Yeah, it says it's coming through my main microphone. All right, let me just check. Let me check just a couple things, okay? Does that one come through different? How about that one? That one's about the same. All right, give me a second here. Let me just check what's going on. Last time I did this, it came in so loud that like I had to quickly turn it down because people were like my eardrums are gonna explode, dude. You got to turn that down. Plug in here. Okay, you know what? Let me check this. Hello, 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 hello. I turned it off and turned it back on again. Sometimes they say that helps. Microphone streaming microphone. That has to be the dumbest name I think I've ever seen. Oh no, Steam streaming microphone. Okay, whatever, dude. All right. I mean, I have the other microphone I can go through, which is my like headset one. But you know what? Let me just listen to myself. Give me a second. And turn it down to there. I'm gonna bring it up. I want to see how it sounds. I'm just checking my audio if you guys are wondering. Oh wait, did my camera locked up again? Damn it to hell. Why when I switch my mic, my camera locks up? This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And now look, now it won't start up at all. Give me a second, I gotta pause this again. Okay, and my other camera stopped too. This is awesome, dude. I'm having a great night with the... Okay, there's one that turned back on. Let me try the other one. The other one turn on? The other one's just not... Huh? Now it kicked off. What? What is going on? I don't get it. I don't understand. The other one just won't kick on at all. Alright, give me one more second. Hold on. Alright, that one's working. Properties. What is it trying to grab? Now it switches to this one. Okay, then let me switch this one. Properties. I don't get it. Only one wants to kick on. Whatever, dude. Alright, I have a legal background, bud, and I can tell you from what you described, I don't think you're in any wrong. Have the police been involved? It sounds like you're a victim of assault and battery. You want to set the dial so it's in the yellow. Oh, okay. So I should stay in the yellow. All right, all right. All right. I got it set where it's going through the yellow right now. Where did I get on me? Oh, it's a piece of cucumber. All right. We can talk about RuneScape. Scott DeJohn. John is the Armenian. Oh, really? DeJohn? Scott DeJohn? I don't know. I'm not a massive RuneScape fan. I mean, I've played RuneScape in RuneScape 3 or whatever, RuneScape Remastered, whatever you want to call it. I never could get like super locked in though. I recently just Expedition 33. I thought Oblivion Remastered was the best thing ever, and then I started playing Expedition 33 and I can't stop. All right. Ugh. Wait, what happened with my chat? Where's my chat? Oh, there it goes. Unrested stream of technical difficulty. Yeah, right? I gotta have a couple technical difficulties. If I don't do it, then you guys won't believe it's me. You know what I had the other day? I had a guy contact me to buy my channel. Something sounded weird about it. I don't know, man. He said they pay anywhere from $15,000 to $35,000 to buy channels, that they're currently collecting travel channels, and that, so like I was like, well, what's the content like? And they're like, oh, well, we'll probably just keep your content up there, so that it's an easy transition for your viewers. And I was like, well, what do you mean? Like, do I still keep making the videos on the channel? And he's like, well, that's something we talk about later. And, we discuss, like, what's the best way to transition from, like, maybe you continue to make the videos, or we introduce, like, another way to make the videos or something. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. It doesn't sound real. First of all, I'll be honest with you. Let's see. 15,000 is their lowest offer. 15,000. My channel could make about 15,000 in about, if I was doing like the worst views ever, like if every video was only getting about 2,000 views, for 3 years I could probably make that. my views went up like a ton. Like if I was hitting 10K, which once in a while I hit 10K, that's kind of like a rarity now these days. Um, Obviously, then 35K won't even be a good offer either. So it's kind of like, I don't know. Do you sell off your channel and get a one-time offer, lose all your viewers, everything you've built up on it for like the price of like a used car? I don't think so, dude. My channel's never been about money to begin with, so I can't see giving it up for that either. Yeah. Even 35,000, I'm just kind of like, nah, man. 15, well, actually 17 years of work for only $35,000. Nah. I make more than that in a year. So I don't see how it would be worth that. You, okay, so what's going on, Kai? So why is he trying to steal your phone, dude? I don't get it. Like, are you out there using your phone and he just like runs up and tries to grab it? Kaminka for like 30K, so a quick influx of funds could be nice. But these videos are going to be here for your kids to watch into future. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, this is the way I look at it. Um, when my life got really rough because the hurricane hit my house, um, like you know, I found out I had a community that it's always been there for me, but they were really, really there for me, and there's not really a price you can put on that. And I don't know, like it just sounds sketch. Like um, I've heard I've heard of like something new that's happening recently. I've heard of some other people having this happen too. Is they'll buy your channel and then they'll put the videos you have on there through an AI feed, and then that AI feed will create the future content. So it's kind of like, did you guys know what happened with like JCS or Jim Can't Swim, the true crime channel? Where someone bought his channel because it was like super popular, but he had been like, I don't know what had happened. Like his monetization had been shut off for a while, but I guess it had been turned back on. And then they bought his channel, and then they AI dubbed his voice, and then they made this like weird video that was like him like, "Hello, it is me, JCS. Let's talk about this new crime." And you're just like, "Yo, why JCS sounding so weird?" So that's what would happen, and I feel like that's kind of scummy of me to do to viewers, and I don't know, the grassroots sort of punk rock background that I have feels like that would be the ultimate sellout. That would be the ultimate like just kind of give in to the man. Look at you, so comfy, cozy, getting the scritchy scratches. Oh, I'm feeling so good, daddy. Oh, yo, 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 I'm about to fall asleep standing up. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Um, yeah, man, Kai, that sounds brutal, Kai. Kai, like, I'm kind of like worried about you, dude. Like, okay, so can you, I mean, make sure you disconnect everything from that phone. Like, can you factory reset that phone from like another phone? Because like if that's got your credit card information or any of your accounts on it or anything like that, I mean, this sounds like a psychopath that would go to any. I mean, if he's gonna, beat you up to your face, like who knows what he would do with you financially if he could get into. I mean, make sure you have everything shut off on there. He had power, and he was telling about assaults okay. Well, whatever the situation is, Kai, man, if you can get like a restraining order or anything, make sure you're shutting down like all your your stuff and make sure your doors are locked. You got bars on your window, dude. I'd make sure. I was like, whoa, Deco, what are you doing? You pushing your nose into the microphone? You're kind of funny, bud. Like, I don't know, man. Like in my neighborhood, like the last 2 weeks, there was like one or two car break-ins. And I mean, mind you, this is a neighborhood of like over 400 houses. But there was like two car break-ins, like way, 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 way far down the street, and even that was like enough for me to feel like, dude, I gotta be way more careful. Like I check my doors and my windows, of my house, um, and like one time, just by chance, um, my son forgot his key one day, and he got home, he got dropped off, and he didn't have his key, and he realized one of my back windows would lift open. What I had found out I had done was, how like you push the window down and then you turn that thing to lock it into place. Well, I had pushed it down and locked it. Somehow it had slid just a hair above the locking, and I had had that window open for months and did not know it. Now, mind you, it was at the back of my house. You'd really have to like go pretty far back behind my house to crawl in there. But I mean, even that freaked me out, that I'd had that kind of level of security. And there's never been like house break-ins in my neighborhood or anything like that. What there tends to be is there's like quite a few neighborhoods down. You cross over the tracks, if you know what I mean. And people will come up from there riding bicycles and trying to bust into your place. Well, they won't try to bust into your place. No one's gotten their place busted into. But they've been checking if people leave their car doors unlocked. And the funny thing is they've gotten nothing from our entire place. Like the two people who had their cars broken into, like their doors open and everything, the only reason they knew is because they had cameras on their cars. And they're like, I don't keep anything in there. So they opened it up and closed the door. They didn't even like break the windows or anything. Like there was nothing in there. Like I don't keep money in it. I don't keep anything. But my parents' place out there, like, and they live in like a pretty nice neighborhood. Like, I mean, they're, Sarasota's like upper class. And they've had way more crime happen to their neighborhood than mine. And mine's more like, lower class countryside, and they had their garages were kept getting broken into over and over again by like some meth heads that were like raiding their condos from some like gutter ass house that was like, like they had like a pretty normal neighborhood nearby, but just one of the houses was like a rental type place where you could rent out the rooms of the house, and apparently a bunch of meth heads were renting out the rooms from that house and like busting into like my not just my parents' condo, but like the whole condo complex. Even something like that has me on guard. If my next door neighbor like started stealing my stuff or like took a swing at me, holy shit, I don't know what I'd do. I'd definitely buy a fucking loaded weapon, I can tell you that. I'd probably like buy a loaded weapon and get a carried concealed license and do everything I needed to, especially because I have my son living with me too, man. Join VC? What, you mean like in Discord? Yeah, man, I've got 3 different cameras on my. I hear you, Abyss Creations. Like I live like, I mean, I've got literally like cows and donkeys, like living on the other side of my neighborhood. That's the kind of countryside I live in right here, and like I still have like 3 different cameras pointing on the outside of my house. I got Ring doorbell too. I'm not gonna take any chances, man. I don't I don't trust it. You know what I mean? Like, you never know what could happen. I make sure I lock my doors every night. I keep my car nice and clean where, like, you can look inside and see there's, like, nothing in there at all. Um, I don't, you know, I expect the worst, hope for the best. Yeah, in Florida, in Florida too, like, you really, really have the right to protect yourself. There was recently a robbery. This wasn't anywhere close to, I think it was somewhere in Manatee County, though. It was in my county. And a guy got halfway in through the window, and the dude woke up and shot him. Like, shot his. Two people were coming in. The one guy was, like, halfway through the window, and the other guy, I think, had gotten in. And he shot the one guy dead, and then he, like, shot the other guy in the arm multiple times before he, like, finally backed off and ran. And, you know, the press approached the police and were like, what do you guys think about that? Isn't that a bit of overkill? And the guy, I remember the policeman, he was like the sheriff or whatever. He was like, if anybody enters a house in Florida, you know, is an intruder into a house, they should expect to get shot. And the press is just kind of like, oh, okay. And they're like, yeah, you should expect to get shot in Florida. Just like, yeah. Um, I do eventually want to buy a firearm, but if I do, here's my plan, right? When I buy it, I'm gonna already have lessons set up for myself to just, you know, I've shot guns before, but like I haven't shot one in a really long time, been 15 years at least since I lived in Japan. So I need to get reoriented. Um, I would definitely get a 9mm. That's the one I'm most familiar with. I guess a 22 as well, but like you don't want a 22 rifle. I kind of not the most accessible thing when it comes to a home intruder. But not just for myself, but for my son too. I would want my son to like learn gun safety. You know, how to hold a gun, how a gun actually works, what a safety is on a gun. You know, actually getting to shoot a gun and realize how powerful a gun actually is, that it's not like the movies where someone gets like shot in the shoulder and then it's like, oh, gotta limp away. And it's like, no, you're not limping away. You don't even have a shoulder anymore, bud. It's the cat hair all over. Yuck. What is this? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's going on, Insomniac? You guys got some like heavy stories tonight. Yeah, dude. Always lock your door, man. I don't care where you live. Like, you could live in the middle of fucking nowhere, and you should still lock your doors. Um, sometimes, sometimes my family in Japan would leave it unlocked. I'm like, guys, you can't. You cannot, dude. What's 2A mean? I don't know what that actually means, Kai. What's 2A? A 2A state. After the murder we had right around the corner from where me and my wife live, we were glad to have protection because a guy stayed active in the area for a few hours and vanished. Yikes. The only murder that we've had recently in my area is a lady driving real fast hit like a whole family and killed them and then just took off. Um, I think it's only like 3 months ago they finally found her and arrested her and stuff. Most times in Florida, it's like it's someone driving really reckless. Since our home had a break-in a few years ago, I have a lingering anxiety, and thankfully nothing was taken. 2 robbers here, and I had a baseball bat, and nothing more to defend myself. Fuck. That would be scary as fuck. Where? Wait. So hold on. Let me go back and read. Oh, this is Ikram. Shit, I didn't even realize that. Okay. I was totally confused, Ikram. Damn, Ikram, that sounds scary as hell, dude. You can't have guns where you live and stuff? Shit. Do you have like an alarm system now and everything? God, that's scary as hell. Yeah, I mean Japan's super safe in comparison, but we did, you know what, we did start to get a lot of break-ins. This is kind of crazy. During COVID, like crime was going crazy. Like places that would never deal with anything were getting broken into. Like the craziest one I heard, and like I don't know Dan Lee if you're still on here, man, you'd be shocked. You know how there's like a cooking school close to my house? Some crazy dude broke the windows on the cooking school and went in there to steal like the cutlery and like the pots and pans on like try and like melt it down to like sell the metal, which like you gotta be ultra desperate. Like it's like a really famous cooking school out there that like kids from all around Osaka come there to like learn how to be like executive chefs and stuff like that. And so like of course there was a million cameras that caught the guy doing it, but like how desperate would you have to be? Like goddamn. But that's only like about probably like about 1,000 meters from my house. So I just told my wife, I was like, dude, you got to keep this thing locked all the time. I would check it every night before we went to bed. Make sure. I had a 9. What just happened? I had a 9mm in college when I lived in Phoenix. Moving from Montana to the big city made me a little paranoid. Out here in the country, here in Montana, give me the 12 gauge for home defense. They cut me and I had a black eye. I live in England and I would have liked to defend myself. God damn. They cut you and they punched you in the face? Fuck. Damn, dude. Oh, I'm sorry, Ikram. That's scary as hell, man. I'd be so paranoid after that. I knew you were going through like a rough time in the past, but damn, dude, that must have put some mad pressure on you. I mean, that's like some serious PTSD type shit. Like, I'm not joking around or being, trying to make light of it at all. I'd be paranoid for ages after that. Yeah, honestly, if that happened in my house, I'd have guns everywhere after that. Right now, all I have is bear mace. I need to go get an actual gun. I have bear mace right at the door. Oh, there's a 22 pistol? I don't know. The weird thing with the 22 is like, so like a 9mm's got some stopping power, right? It's gonna enter and it's gonna like blow out the back and put a decent hole in you. With like a 22, I've heard like if you actually get shot with that, it's somewhat worse because if it hits bones, it'll like bounce around through your body and like tear you up internally. So I don't know, like, but a 22's got like no kick. Like you could really control it really easy. The nine has a bit of a kick. I don't know. Oh, Second Amendment. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. I didn't know if like that. I was thinking it was something like for like you know how what do they call it here in Florida? The defend your ground. And then Texas has got a different one that's like the what is it called? Like something like the fortress, like defend your fortress or something. So here in Florida, I know it's like if you come across the threshold of the front door, you can open fire, right? If someone's not invited in and they step through the front door, you can open fire. Um, in Texas, it's like if they step onto your yard and you're like, hey, get the fuck out of here, and they don't, you can open fire. I think because out in Texas, you have like more people have like cattle and like, horses and all kinds of stuff like that. So there's more of a chance of like you might actually need to open fire onto like an open field and stuff like that. Like you're defending a lot more land. Um, Here in Florida, though, like if they come through the threshold, not of your front door, it's really the threshold of any part of your house. So like if they break a window and come through, you can open fire. If they, come through your back door or your front door and cross the threshold, you can open fire. And I guess like the really good thing though is like there's no laws where like if someone tries to like break into your house and hurts themselves, like they can sue you. I forget what state it was, but there was something where a guy like tried to break in and he tripped over a sprinkler in their yard and like severely injured his leg, and he sued the people and somehow won. And I just thought like, Jesus Christ, what? Like, I never want to live in a state like that. That would be like, oh my God, are you okay? Okay, that sounds like that robbery went really bad. Let's get you some Medicare. Like, come on, dude. What? I was talking to like the security guard. He's a security guard, but I would say he's more than what most security guards are. He was a Marine for 6 years, and then he worked as a cop for like I don't know how many years until he was like in his late 50s, and now he's like the security guard of our school. Like he's a school security, and like those guys are armed and they have like Kevlar vests and stuff like that. But he's like, I don't ever want to be political about stuff like this, but he said anybody who would like try to see what is the best way to like not injure the criminal has never had like their life or their kids put in danger. He said like the same people that say like, we don't need guns to protect people at schools. He's like, if your kid was at that school and we needed to protect them, I bet you would say I hope the guy has a gun, like, the security guard. He's like, that's crazy that we wouldn't be allowed to like, we do drills all the time too. Like I'm not allowed to talk about exactly how we drill, but we have to drill all the time, like to how you would handle like a red alert. And we've got all sorts of extra safety stuff we put up. Almost all the windows, doors, everything of our school is bulletproof. We got a school security guard who patrols with a gun not 24/7, all 7 days of the week, pretty much though. Like, and I completely agree. Like, I'm not a gun nut. Like, I'm not like, oh, dude, teachers should have guns. Like, that's fucking crazy. I would never. I'm scared to have like, straight razors and stuff like that for art tools in my room. X-Acto knives and stuff like that. Like, I have that in an area of my room where it's like you don't go past this point if you're a student. So I can't imagine keeping a gun. The teachers should have guns to protect the students. That's insane. That's like too far. But we definitely need a guy on the campus who has one. I don't know. Kenshin66, hello. Unrested, I remember your videos. Hold on, sorry. Let me roll down a little bit more. Oh, shoot. Why does it go so far down? I want to finish reading it. Kenshin66, hello. Unrested, I remember your videos from many years back. Your videos got me really deep into the Japan rabbit hole. Good to see you still making videos and now streaming. Dude, that's awesome, dude. Thank you, man. I swear every stream I get a couple people like this. Really keeps you inspired. And like, seriously, like I said it once, I'll say it again. It's like the most flattering comment to hear people stuck with you this long. You know what I mean? Yeah, thankfully after the incident, we invested in CCTV spotlights and a higher fence at home. Whew, yeah, I would definitely do that, man. I always try to check stuff too. I always try to check like online, like what things do like they look for, like what do robbers look for in a house and stuff. Yeah. They teach World War II history in Japan. They do, but they teach it where Japan's like, dude, we were just kind of like, hey, it's us, Japan. Do you guys mind if we like take just a little extra land? Because we got this tiny island. Do you guys mind? Oh my God, why is everybody getting so angry? geez, guys, calm down. And then we got bombed. Totally unfair. It's kind of the same way every country teaches World War II. Like, we were just minding our own business when all of a sudden, um, they do kind of teach it now. Like, even my wife's admitted to me, she's like, we make it sound like we were like, oops, what do we do? Whoa, I tripped and I fell into China. Whoops, Nanjing, what's this? You know, like, America's got some stuff like that too that we teach where we're just like, well, we said, hey, Japanese, come on, calm down, or we're going to drop two massive bombs that are on a level that humankind has never seen before. Hey, we said calm down. Okay, you didn't listen. Bye. I mean, at the same time, like, I don't know, man. That's a rough situation. Like, I don't know if Japan would have ever stopped. I forget this. What was this one book I read where it was like, it was this like, what do you call it? Where you make a book about a future that never happened. Alternate future, alternate history. I forget what it was called, but they drop the bombs on Japan and Japan doesn't give up. And it gets like crazy dark. Like, they start creating all these like child soldiers and everything, and they're called like mud runners because like the only way they have to, like, they don't have camouflage or like military uniforms anymore, so they just cover their bodies in muds and like run around with bayonets. It's nuts. It's fucking crazy. God damn, what was the name of that one? I forgot what it was called. But yeah, it gets crazy dark. Kind of like Turn Up 28. Like, what if the Napoleonic Wars never stopped? Kai, you can, I mean, if you want to, you can post pictures to the Discord. But like, kind of like, if it's pretty heavy, like, just do like a viewer warning. I don't know, where would you post those? And I don't know. Okay. I keep a 22 at my front door. I recommend them since. Why is it? Hold on. Oh, the castle, right? Yeah. I keep a 22 at my front door. I recommend them since they're easy to use and the ammo is relatively cheap to get a hold of. Yeah, that's true. They are really easy to use. In Boy Scouts, that's what we used. I shot those endlessly in Boy Scouts every summer. We went up to, like, we had target practice. When I think about it now, though, I'm like, that's crazy. Like, a bunch of like 13 to 15-year-olds just like lining up to shoot targets, and the only people who were watching us were like slightly older Boy Scouts. Like, they were like 17. They're like, all right, hey guys, all right, hold on. Okay, you can start shooting again. And be like, hold on, you guys don't shoot. I'm gonna go change the targets. Okay, you can start shooting again. Like, it just sounds scary now. Like, if I like look back on that now, even as like a 45-year-old man, if it was like, all right, you're gonna have like maybe 12 15-year-old kids, we're gonna give them 22 rifles, and we're gonna put paper targets out there that every once in a while you're gonna have to go out there and change, and when you change them, just say like, hey guys, stop shooting, I'm gonna go change the targets. Like, if someone told me that now, like I had to do that now, I'd be like, no, 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 that doesn't sound like a good job. I don't know. Different times, though. It was just different times. All right. That is what I keep as my main piece is a 45. Okay. I started drinking tea like British folks, and like I gotta say, I sort of like it. I was gonna try it out for a while, and it's growing on me. Yeah, tea's good sometimes. What are your thoughts? Okay, I've never heard of this person you're talking about, the senor. Was it like, this is like a joke from ages ago, dude? Like, what? That's like, um, that doesn't apply if you're invited. Then you're usually called an intruder. Yeah. Um, As a gun enthusiast, for a pistol, I usually recommend an H&K USP9. The only way I know H&K is from playing Fallout. Like I'd add mods on there that added a bunch of H&K, so I learned like a lot about them from those mods. That doesn't apply if you're invited. Okay. My fists are registered as lethal weapon. Okay, horse kick. All right, buddy. I am using a Kimber and Colt. One is full, and the other's okay. I don't have a gun, but I do. I do have a staff, double staff, a staff of crippling. Make sure you let the intruders know before they enter. Be like, you might not want to enter. I have a staff of crippling. They'll be like, ooh, that sounds bad, man. Maybe we should look for another house. I don't know. Other guy's like, yeah, I'm only a level 2 rogue. I don't think this is a good idea. He's got the staff of crippling. You're a security expert, Kai? What? What are you doing not being why aren't you securing yourself? I don't understand, Kai. I'm worried about you, dude, man. I don't know. If anyone wants to avoid people looking like a vet, but I'm a vet, so many of us made it. We aren't me. No, one of my best friends is a vet. Oh, Aaron, what's up, dude? Started shooting guns and bow and arrows when I was 3 years old. Aaron, I bet when you told people that in Japan, they're like, what the fuck? Well, they're like, how old you, like, you got to shoot a gun? Like, how old were you as an adult when you started to shoot one? And I was like, I shot one when I was 9. I didn't wait till I was an adult. My dad took me out to the range to show me, like, how guns actually work. That they're, like, way more powerful than the movies. They're like, what, 9 years old? I'm like, yeah, 9mm, 9 years old. Matches up, dude. What are you talking about? Chill. They're like, what? They made that sound too. They even like did the thing with their tongue and like bobbed their head around. I'm like, yo, this is weird. This is like a Japanese thing. I shot a turkey when I was 6 years old. Now I probably wouldn't have been as good at a gun. Like I didn't really quite understand iron sights until I was like 15. So I was kind of a dummy. I was smart enough to realize like that a gun doesn't actually like kick up like this, and that you still needed to put like, you know, your hand on, like, you know, hold the bottom like that, so I didn't like hit myself in the face when I was 9. But I remember the first time I ever shot the 9mm, I shot like 2 shots right away, and both of the shells went, like, I was wearing like a collared shirt, and they both hit into like my collars and like went down. I was kind of like, whoa, like that was, you know, as a 9-year-old, like, you know, as an adult, you'd be like, okay, well, it sucks. Like as a 9-year-old, it's hot, oh, it's hot, you know, a big hot piece of metal headed towards your face. It's kind of scary as a 9-year-old. But then when, you know, when you get older, you're like, oh, okay, well, that happens. I don't know that I'm connected with any of you on Instagram. I don't think I even put my own Instagram on here. Service lit stations? Service lit stations? Limitations. Oh. I prefer red dot, but I have an iron sights. Yeah, I've never set up like a laser pointer or anything like that. I've only done iron sights. Not cool, I'm sure. What? No, I wasn't making... Kai. That wasn't supposed to be like an Indian war cry. That was just like the person be like, well, I don't know what to say, like that type of thing. I wasn't thinking Indian at all. Oh my god. If you really, honestly, if that was your perception, I'm sorry. That was not my intention. I know intentions and perceptions don't always match up, but I was just thinking of a person like not knowing what to say, and they're just like, well, what do I say? Like, you know. Why would they make a war cry? My dad used to used to staple different colored balloons to a hay bale and let me go at it. It was the best. I remember the craziest one was, what was the name of this gun again? I forget what the gun was, but I know it used 7.26. Those bullets, they look like, like tiny missiles. Am I right in saying that? Hold on, let me just make sure. I'm not like a gun expert by any means. Yeah, yeah, they look like little missiles. And I was with my dad, and we were at like a carp pond, and we were fishing and stuff. And him and his friend brought that out that uses the 7.26, and they set up like water bottles. And I thought like, oh, that'll be cool because you'll put a hole and the water will come out both sides, just like the Looney Tunes, right? And like it doesn't do that. It just explodes. Like it just looks like the way a water balloon would explode. That's the way the gallons explode. It would just be like, you just be like, oh, oh. It's not like the movies where you're like, there's like a clean shot and they like dig the bullet out. You're just like, there'd be nothing there to dig the bullet out of. You just wouldn't have like a body part there. Red and green dots are the future. Very true, Osaka. We will all be cyberpunk then. I'd really like to be a face. I just had a hard life. Yeah, okay, Kai, I'm glad you understand. Like, I definitely, like, I was just, like, trying to make an impression of a Japanese person who was, like, lost for words because they had never heard of a 9-year-old kid shooting a gun. It had nothing to do with Indians or war cry or anything like that. I would never do anything like that. Come on. I went to FSU. At FSU, they're kind of, like, really big about you not, like, you know, they let you know right away that, like, the Native American that they hire is like, they've been working that for ages, that, they've approved that we do the Seminole war chop, that they have like a special stable for their horses and everything. Like they teach you like a lot of, what do they call that? Racial, like some kind of course about teaching you about races and stuff like that. They do that at FSU for us, for if you're part of like a volunteer group for anything that has to do with the football games, or like just so you understand, there's no racial profiling or anything like this that goes on, and in fact we're not disregarding the Native Americans involved in throwing the war spear down on our field. He is an actual member of the tribe. They are paid to do this. They are given a certain amount to raise the horses and to even train on the field to try this and stuff. Oh wow, I didn't even know that. Never even thought about it. I was still like, a 19-year-old kid. I know 18-year-olds is a legal adult, but I was definitely still a kid at 19 learning about all that stuff. The D Eagle, is that the Desert Eagle? But do you just call it the Deagle? You're like, I got the Deagle pistol. Better back up. It's the Deagle. Have you been playing any games lately? I'm just enjoying. Oh, I saw Blueprints. John Wolf is playing Blueprints right now. Eviscerations, have you played Expedition 33? Dude, if you haven't played Expedition 33, you need to try Expedition 33. It is the best game I have played in ages. I cannot believe how goddamn good this game is. It's different these days, but I grew up with a father who taught me respect, the safety, and things have changed nowadays. Yeah. That's why I said, before I ever introduced a gun to my house, I would be setting up lessons with my son. It's hard when everyone questions me. Before I was hurt in the Navy, I was very good at bodyguard, security investigation. I understand I did that too. I'm 40 now. So, like, did you have like an injury or something that happened that stopped you from being good at that? But, I mean, if you still work in security, you're probably still pretty good, right? I got a little nutty after I made several 100s of Ks in cryptos. What? You made a hundreds of Ks. One time, like I got a newspaper and I cut out a bunch of Ks, so I'm probably like more rich. I think. Like I cut them all out, saved them because everybody said you got to keep a couple Ks in your house for savings. That's what I did. I bought like a Kellogg's box. Every time I bought a new box of that, I cut the K out. I'm rich. I'm rich now. I'm curious about, dude, Expedition 33 is so good, Eric. Dude, I, it's so good. I can't, I don't want to spoil anything about it because the story is just incredible. The story's from the time you finish the introduction, you will not want to stop playing. That's all I can tell you. When you finish the introduction, just the introduction tutorial that teaches you how everything works, you kind of given like, setting, characters, everything like that. After you learn all that, you're gonna be like, oh my god, like, okay, what happens next? In the middle of like waiting, there was something that was going wrong with my Oblivion game, like some kind of update I needed, and like the music got all weird and distorted. It's kind of creepy. I took a video of it. I'll have to share it. It was pretty creepy. Hold on. Do I have it saved on here still? It was almost like a creepy pasta. Okay, hold on. Let me just check if I have it. I'll upload it if I do. Oh, I have. Okay. All right, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. Give me just a second. It's like only a minute long. Alright, just cancel. Hold on. Give me just a second. There we go. Done. Okay. Give me just. I gotta just upload this just for a second. Oh man, today my mom uploaded a really old picture of Maki. Oh, it was so cute. Hold on, I want to check to make sure this is the one. All right. Okay, it's uploading now, and then I'll share it. Okay, sorry, I'm missing a bunch of messages right now. I'm not trying to ignore you guys. I'm American. I never learned how to use a gun. Never shot one. My dad owned a shotgun when I was a kid, but that's it for any non-Americans. It's not like everyone owns. Yeah, that's true. Not everybody owns one or knows how to use one. It's fine. I was thinking about downloading Discord. I haven't done it yet. Is Discord good? You all like it? Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fun to like stay in contact with everybody. I jump in there like at least a couple times a week to just catch up. I try to make sure I check out the art board. I try to talk in games as well. There's like probably an area for anything you could imagine as far as like what to talk about. I don't know. It's pretty fun. If you like what we do here on the chat, like you'll like that. It's kind of like a more laid back version of what we do here. So you should join, Aaron. It's fun. Um, no, it stopped my life. I can't even start over. My spine is shattered. The turbo is shot leaking oil, so I'm riding the 1500cc motorcycle for now. I actually thought about getting a motorcycle, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I think when my son goes to, when he can start driving to high school, I'll probably buy a motorcycle. Because I can't imagine buying another entire car. Like, I'll let him use my car because that's way safe. It's like a safe little Toyota, and I'll give him that car. And I'll probably just buy a motorcycle for myself because the only trips I'll be making is just going to work and maybe grabbing a few groceries on the way home. So I'd have to get like, I guess, like a backpack or something like that. Let's see here. Days and days to upload 200 hours. 200 hours of Cyberpunk? I still need to play Phantom Liberty. I need to do it eventually. Driving a 22-year-old car. Let's see, how old is mine? Mine's 22 years old. It's a 2003. I love it, though. It's a great car. So not everyone has a condom? Oh, yeah, Aaron, yeah. If there's weirdos, don't worry. Like, Aaron, we're even more hardcore about being mods on Discord. I don't think we've ever had a problem. Have we ever had a big problem? I think the worst we ever had was there was some kind of, it was like a really small fight that happened where someone was, I don't know, they had like some kind of point that they wanted to make that was like they're just being way too aggressive about it. I think that was the worst thing we ever had. You're not licking my ranch dressing, dude. Come on. Don't. Daddy, let me be a bad boy. I want to be a bad boy, Daddy. You're digging your claw into my jeans. Number one, we haven't had any problems with any weirdos. We kind of are on the lookout for that for the most part. I mean, plus we don't have a Discord that would invite that kind of thing. You know what I mean? There's no yiffin. You know what I mean? There's no vor. We're not a deviant art Discord site, so I don't think you're gonna run into. But Aaron, if for any reason you do, like, just let anybody who's a mod know right away. They will be banned in a second. I can't imagine anything like that would happen. Although I should never say never because anybody can wander in. We're public, but mostly the only people who join are like people actually interested in talking about Japan or the channel. Plus Jonah has like bots and everything too on there that kind of like search out that kind of stuff. He's definitely, and then our mod team, Eric here and everybody else, like they're pretty hardcore. My vegetables started to like roll off the table. All right. Is also where we get together and voice chat. Yeah. We voice chat on there for like Wildermyth and our TTRPG. Sometimes we just sit around and bullshit on their voice chat. That's actually really fun. Honestly, it's really nice to just get on there and just bullshit in voice chat because, I don't know, it's a really fun place to just kick back and talk about what's going on in our lives recently. Have you heard about Shiro Ishii and Unit 731? Yeah, Men Behind the Sun. I've watched a whole documentary on it in like 2 different movies. It's brutal. It's gruesome. It's not cool. Aaron, yeah, you can, but it gets weird with combos sometimes with 3 to 4 people. And One who can't see the other. Wait, are you talking about voice chat? I don't know. Voice chat's never been that weird for me. I don't know. Dr. Omni, tell us how you met your wife's story. I've talked about it before. It was in Sutaya. Um, so if you don't know Sutaya, Sutaya is a video rental place. Yes, well, DVD rental. You can also rent, you can still rent VHSs there, which is just crazy to me to rent a VHS in 2025. But it also always has a section usually that's like books. Um, Most of them don't have an English section, but if you go to the one in Dotonbori, it's so huge, like it's like 7 floors. So there is actually one floor that is an English section. And she was down there on the English floor, right? Because she can speak English, and she was searching for a book. Kurt Vonnegut, Slaughterhouse, um, Slaughterhouse Five, I believe was the book she was looking for. I want to say, and I saw her trying to get it. And if you don't know, my wife's only 4'10", so she's a tiny lady, and she's trying to get up there, and she's looking around. She's thinking about taking the so like the store staff have like their own stools that they use to like go up to the higher shelves, and she's thinking about moving that, and then she sees me and she's like, hey, can you get me that book? And I was like, oh, Kurt Vonnegut, Slaughterhouse Five. I was like, this is a really good one. She's like, oh, you've read this? And we started talking about that. She had read some Kurt Vonnegut before. I started talking about like Harlan Ellison. Harlan Ellison's another one of my very favorite authors, and because we got into talking about that, I asked her out to dinner. I was like, this is a lady in Japan who speaks English and she's read Kurt Vonnegut. This is pretty cool. I asked her, there's like an izakaya right across the street from it. So I took her over there. We hung out, talked, and then I said, hey, like, do you want to go see like a movie tomorrow or something? And she was like, what? And I think there's nothing good playing, like just absolute shit movies. I think it was like the Day the Earth Stood Still remake with Keanu Reeves. And we went and saw that, and it was like the worst movie ever. But she like left her phone there. So somehow she forgot her phone at the movie theater, and she called me from another number and said, hey, can you go there and get it and stuff? And so we met up again because I had to get her phone back. So she came back out to my area, and I was like, well, what are you doing tonight? And so she said like nothing, and I had to go grocery shopping. We went and got groceries. I made her I used to make this dish when I was like really eating like crazy clean, like probably too clean, probably to a point where it's like obsessive compulsive. I was eating only like turkey breast, sweet potato, broccoli, and brown rice. And I made this dish. I'd always make this one dish where I'd throw all that stuff into one boiling pot and cook it all, and then put it into brown rice and put Dijon mustard on top of it. And it sounds awful, but it actually tasted really good. And like it was like crazy high protein and ultra low calories. Like I was like such low body fat then. And she's like, this is actually like pretty decent. Why do you eat this weird meal? And I was just like, well, it's like kind of perfect for bodybuilding and stuff. I've never been like huge. Like I'm not going to be like big, but I was like super shredded. And like she started to like, we got into talking about like, you know, health stuff and everything. And I found out she was like, a dentist. I remember I asked her, I was like, you're sure you're like a dental hygienist? And she's like, no, dentist. Like she was, oh, well, sorry. Okay. She's like, whenever I say that, people always ask dental hygienist. And I was like, okay, sorry. I was like, that's cool. That's really cool. And she's like, oh, most guys are like intimidated by that in Japan. And I was like, why are they intimidated? And I don't know. It went from there. We kept going on dates. And then finally, probably like 8 months into dating, I was like, hey, what do you think? Do you want to move into here or should I move in with you? And she's like, well, I live in a house and you live in a 1-room apartment. She's like, if you really want to live together, you're moving into my place. And I was like, okay, all right. So finished out my lease, threw everything out, moved myself over there. And 2 months later, we got married after that. And the rest is history. Let's see, we've been married for how many years now? Jesus. Don't. I would be ashamed of this, but she also takes forever to figure out how long we've been married. I'm so bad at math. 14 years? 14, 15 years? Would be 2000. God, so, here's the two things I mix up. We're married by the ward office earlier than we're married in a ceremony. So whenever I check the date, I'm always like, wait, which one happened first? Did we get married by the ward office or did we get married by like the shrine? Which one was first? So I always have to go back through my mind and be like, okay. Yeah, it would be 14 years because August, I don't remember the exact day at the ward office. It wasn't exactly a ceremonial day. I know like when we got married at the shrine, it was August. No, it wasn't August. It was December 30th, 2010. But it was like August something 2010 when we were married at the ward office. It's really, really unofficial. You just do a couple stamps and you're like, get out of here. You're not eating ranch dressing. You can have carrots. Here you go. Carrot time. Yummy. Daddy carrot. All right. Sorry. I'll catch up. A crotch rocket. No, that's not the kind of motorcycle I would ride. If I got a motorcycle, it would be like an off-brand generic version of a Harley. Something to look like that. I'm not interested in crotch rockets. I don't want to go fast. You can text and chat and voice chat. Yeah, you can do both. All right. Oh, dang, you're using the emojis. No one ever uses these. One of them's even a t-shirt now. Oh, speaking of which, I got to talk to someone about making a website for the t-shirts. All right, hold on. Let me get back. It's got some old 2080 Ti cards. Oh, shoot. Did that finish uploading? All right, hold on. Let me finish looking at this. Wait, what happened? There it is. Okay. I'm going to unlist this like a little bit after. Where's shorts? Did it go into shorts? Oh, shoot. What, did I upload that as like a normal video? I don't want to do that. I'm reading this comment right now. Like, the video I did about Canada Jen, about like how like she suddenly became Muslim and all this stuff. This person left a comment that said Mira went from wasabi to Wahhabi. Maybe, I don't know if it's the best or worst comment I've ever heard. All right, hold on. I'm going to unlist it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to unlist it right now. Hold on. Give me just a second. This is kind of pointless to have on my channel. It has nothing to do with Japan. Okay, hold on. Why can't I just go in and... All right. View channel. Give me just a second, guys. Hold on. YouTube Studio. 9 people have watched this already. They're probably like, what the hell is this? Why is this on here? Content. Hold on. Sorry, give me just a second, guys. Unlisted. Save. Okay. Let me put this over here. So here's what happened. I left the game on and then like turned off my Steam Deck and then like came back the next day, and like the game got like all weird, like almost like a creepy pasta. Let me do window capture, properties. There we go. Okay. Pull it up to the front. Let me check if we got audio. Give me just a second. Yeah, audio says on. Okay. I don't know how loud this is going to be. Turn it up just a little bit.
How do you do? Have you seen Vavasopi recently? Spends all day in the tavern since his boys left. That's just terrible. No, please, go ahead. See you. Very well.
So everything got all weird. Like everything got jerky. Like my character's head and stuff like jerks around weird. The music got like all distorted. And listen. They talk weird. They start talking like really weird. Come on, click on somebody. Come on, Scott.
How goes it? Tidings, citizen.
Sorry, I was having to like record my screen of my Steam Deck. Come on, talk. Click on him, Scott.
What's the name? Amanda and Mountain Man.
Yeah, it got really weird.
The deer here are skittish. Need to get them quick, or they'll lead to a merry chase. Poison on your arrows can help, and it won't hurt them.
See, like it got all like I don't know what the hell happened.
Need to get them quick, or they'll lead to a merry chase. Poison on your arrows can help, and it won't hurt.
Right? It got really creepy and weird. All right, I'll take that off. Nobody cares. But yeah, you see how like so that happened, and I was like, okay, I gotta turn the game off and turn it back on again. So I turn it off, and then it has like this giant patch. So I'm like, what am I gonna do while it's patching? Like it was a super giant patch, and so I started checking out like other games that like were super popular, and I see people going crazy for Expedition 33, and I'm just like, it's on sale for $40 right now. All right, I'll time myself, and if in 2 hours I hate this game, I'm returning it. And then I started playing it. I couldn't quit. It was incredible. I'm still playing it. Phantom Liberty almost doubles the content in 2077. Really? Deco-chan is king. We try to keep it rolling for everyone. Deco-chan is king. Sorry for my internet. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. No MMO user can block another person. Yeah, you can also block person. Yeah. All right. I still feel so bad. I worked so hard for you. I'm not bitter, but it makes me cry like Last Samurai. Who did you work hard for? What are you talking about? I'm so confused. What? I still feel so bad. I worked so hard for you. I'm not bitter, but it makes me cry like Last Samurai. Is that a song? Is that like lyrics, Kai? Are you all right, bud? All right. Vonnegut Enjoyer, pretty wild. I still need to read those. You haven't read Slaughterhouse 5? You're a Kurt Vonnegut lover and you haven't read Slaughterhouse 5 and learned about the Tremalfadorians? Dude, you need to read that one. It's an anti-war book, just like an anti-glacier book. You'll understand when you start to read it. We can't stop here. This is backcountry. Yeah, that's the cutting diet indeed. Send them to Hunter S. Thompson. Hunter S. Thompson, his stuff's good, but like his life is even more interesting. On Reddit, there's a bunch of people talking about how Oblivion Remastered isn't quite optimized for Steam Deck. Oh, really? Okay. That was a creepy thing that happened, though. What the hell? As many years as I played Oblivion, the old version, nothing like that ever happened. Yeah, it was creepy. Like, so like, you know, you can, when you hit the power button on your Steam Deck, it pretty much pauses it and puts it in sleep mode. And then I just leave it plugged in to charge overnight. And then I turned it on the next day and I was like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I was like, whoa, what's going on? And that's just me talking speed up talk, okay? I'm not, no, it's not an Indian war cry. Just checking to make sure. Yeah, I think so. The music got low fidelity, like it went really low fidelity, and was like at first I thought my speakers got blown on the Steam Deck, and I tried other games and the music's smooth as ever. So I was like, oh, okay, that's good. Like I'm glad I didn't blow out the speakers. I usually play with headphones anyway, so I don't know how that would have happened. And then I started letting people talk, and I'm like, what is going on? And their mouth is like moving all gobbledygook and weird. It was weird. Doctor, you playing? You finally someone talking about playing Expedition 33. Hope it inspire. Man, if anybody needs some inspiration, it's goddamn Square Enix. What the hell have they been doing? What was that game they made that was just like blurry, weird graphics? Babylon's Fall. What were they thinking with that? Didn't they also make Forsaken? Yeah. It's been miss after miss with Square Enix. I don't know what they're doing recently. Steam Deck is awesome for letting you sleep it at the press of a button, but I have a rough time turning it on from being powered off. Yeah, sometimes it does a weird thing. Yeah, sometimes I've had it where I can't tell that it's turning on because it takes like a little while. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I feel sleep hitting me ultra hard. It's one of those times where in the middle of just like talking to you guys, I can feel it start to hit me. What is this, like 11:30 right now anyway? Yeah, it's close. All right, guys. I love you all, man. It's awesome catching up with you. I feel like that's the most important part, right? To like read through and respond. Ah! Why did I... Sorry. I can tell I'm getting tired. Yeah, Aaron, I feel like that's the most important part. Like I feel like if you have a stream, you're streaming for someone, and that someone is the people on your channel, right? And those people are there for the interaction, right? They don't just want to hear me sit down and like talk, be like, "Hey, it's me, Unrested. I'm awesome, right, guys?" Like no one wants to hear somebody sit there and talk about themselves. You know, I can give updates on my life, but for the most part, it's about the dialogue between us, right? That's the most important thing. I mean, if anything, the people I've talked to on this channel made the channel, right? Because it started out as JFAQ, Japan's frequently asked questions. If I didn't have people asking questions, there wouldn't be a channel. So I owe it all to the viewer. I owe it all to the dialogue that we've had over the years, right? So I got to keep that going. I always feel like that's the biggest reward of a channel too. Like, I don't understand people who pretty much make interaction a form of payment where someone has to like get their stuff asked by paying. I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe if like your stream is that overfilled, which I guess good job. You're super popular if you've done that, but I don't have any expectation to ever hit such a size with my channel. If anything, my channel will continue to die a slow death. It's hit its prime a long time ago, probably like 2010 it hit its prime. And since then, I'll just like slowly be declining. But while I decline, you guys will be there declining with me. Get your rest. Yeah, I definitely need it. Yeah, man. Let me know what you think about it, Doctor. Like later, you know, as you get deeper into it, I don't want to spoil anything because god damn, the plot is good. I had to buy a second Nintendo Switch for OLED, but Steam Decks are pricey. Really? I got the OLED. I got the OLED 1 terabyte, and honestly, after I got it, I don't see a reason to ever get a laptop again or like a gaming PC or anything like that. Like maybe I may, you know what? I'll probably eventually build a really powerful tower for streaming only. Like I want to get a really, really maxed out tower because I want to dual stream on Twitch. And I found out like if you start, like I have 2 cameras running, and if you start streaming all that, like you're dual streaming, you're running a video game, and you've got two cameras going, you're even with 32 gigabytes, it starts to chug. It starts to really chug. So I'm gonna eventually power myself up for a really decent one, but then from there on out, I'm doing everything on the Steam Deck. I'd like to read stories if it's okay. Yeah, Kai, you can read stories. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, it was weird. I was gonna get the one originally, but I did hear like a lot of people were way happier with the OLED experience, so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna wait for that. Anyway, dude, I'm literally powering down as I talk. I love talking to you guys. Sometimes it's hard to quit. I love you guys. All right, you guys have a great one. I'm gonna try and jump back on here tomorrow. I want to check in with the mod crew though and see if they want to catch up on some Wildermyth because we took a week off from it. But I love you all, man. Have a great one. Kai, stay safe, man. Take care of yourself, man. And the rest of you stay safe too. Okay, I don't want to hear anything bad happening to you all. All right.